So this is the pitch deck for the professional development, which would be created for the kindergarten through second grade teaching team, although it could be expanded if it goes well. And the whole point is that this would be a trial program, professional development, designed to further visual literacy instruction and training. The pictures chosen at the beginning of the slide indicate the direction this is going, namely that it's going to be talking about children's literature and how we can use lessons around illustrations to help children develop a deeper comprehension of the texts that they are reading. So, the overall proposal is fairly straightforward. We will demonstrate, then explain, then offer the adults the ability to do the visual literacy lesson with a twist. As the slide says, this is supposed to cover a gap in training that teachers have, because there's a lot of instruction on words, rightly so, but not as much on pictures, and that can impact comprehension and enjoyment of the story. After all, we are a highly visual culture. It's very good to be able to be visually literate, particularly in this day where we're constantly bombarded by audiovisual content. So, this is a breakdown of the four broad types of children's illustrated books, children's picture books, if you will. This comes from our reading from, I think, week 7. And basically it rates picture books from a scale of reinforcing, like Big Shark, Little Shark, where the illustrations sort of help the words, to description, where you have the illustrations start to tell a story in and of themselves, even if they just do nothing more than build a very interesting world, like How the Grinch Stole Christmas, to reciprocal, where the illustrations and the words are hand in hand telling the story. Jan Brett's The Mermaid does this well. Take away the illustrations and it's just the three little bears and Goldilocks. That's really with some weird twists. Add the illustrations and it's a rich take on that classic fairy tale. And finally, we go to the most complex form of picture book, establishing. The illustrations tell the story, the words help it out. David Shannon's David series, in particular David Goes to School, is a very good example of this. The words sound like the teacher talking to David, while the illustration actually tells the scene of what is going on and how we should feel about it. And with that breakdown being said, with that demonstration of expertise being enacted, this slide would be a brief sample, an ability for teachers to break down something from children's animation, because animation, the language of animation bleeds into the language of illustration. And if you analyze something popular, people are more receptive to using that same analysis as something that is maybe not as popular, maybe something in children's literature that's good, but not as popular as, say, Walt Disney film. This particular image I wrote a huge page about breaking down, but needless to say, using those 5 aspects of animation or illustration, you can take a lot from the scene while knowing very little about what is actually happening in the story. And that's an important demonstration of why visual literacy is so important. Okay, then we would, at this point, this is basically just for the administrators, but we would basically list our supplies. Everything can be more or less be found in-house. We might need some more construction paper, but we already have a lot of that in the library. We have a story example ready to go. We may also include coloring pages if that adults feel the need to not just use color swatches, but actually color something in to help with the exercise. We would provide all of those. And then finally, we would enact the activity itself, the color swatch activity, to help teachers teach the concepts of, why red is associated with action, passion, or warmth, and why blue is associated with tranquility or calmness. And we would do this with a minor twist. This is sort of my take on the subject. with the story of green eggs and ham. We would just change the color of the ham and the eggs, and maybe someone's already done this, but I kind of just thought of it. And we would use that to help teach, to demonstrate to teachers how you can teach these concepts to children by just tinkering with very popular stories and showcasing, like, oh, if the ham isn't green, is this story still the same story? Or do the characters start to look different? Maybe the person pushing the food looks a little weird because what's so special about the ham? And just, demonstrating the visual literacy and why it's important to start teaching this as soon as possible. After that, hopefully, this would be picked up by older grades and we could expand upon these concepts. Finally, there's an exit ticket that teachers would fill out, a couple simple questions to see if they thought the professional development was worth their time. Hopefully, this whole process would take no more than 30 minutes.